He's never going to get back up now.
Invested in me by my forget-me-stick. I love thee, Sir Richard Epcar.
I like it. I too have a forget-me-stick that I use a lot.
Before I introduce our roast master of the evening.
Lancer! Lancer in front!
Ross Richard's favorite.
To give some money to charity, that's always a good thing. Thank you, Ellen, for telling us all about LA Lupus and educating people about a very, very important.
And there is a tip jar in the back, please.
Great.
Before you come out, before you leave,
fill with lettuce, ladies.
Please give. Please give.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Epcar. Richard, I come here not to praise him, but to bury him. Richard, look at all these special and lovely people that have come here to celebrate your special night. Right over here, we have Paul St. Peter, a lumberjack from somewhere near San Diego. Peggy O'Neill, famous voice actress. She has legs like a rainy day. I'd like to see him clear up. Todd Resnick and his lovely wife, Game Q's Executive Interactive. And who else is here? We've got a lot of other people. Anyway, I'm not going to...
Steve Tom, don't forget him.
Steve Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know Steve.
Platform anyway.
Steve, piss off me later. Okay. And of course his lovely daughter and his lovely wife.
You would like that, actually.
You know, as you see, Richard, we certainly have a lot of well-wishers here. Yeah, every one of them is wishing they could throw you down one. Throw Richard down the well, so I never can be free.
I love that song.
You know, I knew there was no way that Richard would miss tonight because there's free food and booze here. Richard's the only guy I know who every time he wakes up in the morning, he looks at himself in the mirror, takes a bow. You know, Richard, personally, I don't think of you as a pompous, self-centered actor. But you know, what's my opinion compared to the opinion of thousands of others? Actually, I should say that because Richard's a very generous guy. He's been very good to me, more than kind to me over the years, given me a lot of great parties. We've shared a lot of laughs. As a matter of fact, tonight's proceeds will go to Richard and Ellen's favorite charity, LA Lupus, which is a wonderful thing. But you know, I don't think that this was Richard's first choice when it came to charities. There were 5 others on his list. Some of his other choices, the Hair Club for Men, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's true. And of course, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Dave Mallow. The Jews who, when they miss a golf shot, yell Jesus. The American Golf Course Greek Fertilization Brigade. Now, there was someone else here that was going to also be here to roast him, but unfortunately, Scott Pachter, one of the producers of Power Rangers, who worked for Richard and with Richard for many years, had a previous commitment. But I'll never forget what he once said of Richard to me. It was just amazing. He said, you know, Mike, Richard may look like an idiot, and he may talk like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He is an idiot! But Richard's actually he's a real hustler. I mean, this guy, he does working all the time. He does the work with 3 men. Mo, Larry, and Curly Joe. and with the Stooges in mind, I'd like to go ahead and bring up our first roaster, who's known Richard for many years. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Stephen Kramer.
Richard, a few people couldn't be here tonight, and they asked me to read something for them. This is from Jeff Nimoy, good friend of Richard's. They won't pay my minimum to roast you, so I'm not going to come. And this from the rest of the voiceover community. We all agree with Jeff. Go fuck yourself. Nice. I have a few remarks. I'll start from here. Richard Epcar is a big man in the anime field. Not in terms of working. He hasn't had a job in a couple of years. But definitely a big man in the field. In fact, Richard's whole family is vertically challenged. His brother Steve is 17 feet tall. He stands and gives haircuts to NBA players and then pats them on the head. Gives them a lollipop when they're done. Richard himself used to be 13 feet tall. After he married Ellen, she cut him off at the knees. And he is down to his current height of 10.5 feet. With expected shrinkage due to age, in 5 years when he turns 85, he should top out at 3 feet 8 inches. Is it hot in here? Or is it...
That's you, Richard.
Thank you. I've known Richard a long time. A few years ago, I purchased a used Corvette. Richard got all excited. And he said, why don't we go to Vegas? Vegas is his favorite place in the world. And we were going to meet his brother who was flying in from San Francisco. So Saturday night comes around. Richard and I drove in, in the car, the 2-seater. Saturday night comes around, and they wanted to go to a new casino that had opened up. It's called the Orleans. We were staying at the Flamingo, which is down on Las Vegas Boulevard. And it was going to be a drive. And so I said, well, let's get a cab. And we'll get a cab. Richard says, no. We don't need to pay for a cab. We'll all get in your Corvette. My brother was sitting in this passenger seat. And I said, and where are you going to sit? He says, I'm going to scrunch up in the back of the Corvette. And he did. This is like a small little area for luggage.
Flexible.
You can get grocery bags, some suitcases, maybe a golf bag or something. So he squeezes in. He's actually able to get himself into the luggage area. His knees are up against his chin. He can't move. He makes it in. The ride was only about 15 minutes, but, I figured he'd survive the trip. And about halfway there, we're going down the road, and this 18-wheeler pulls up next to us. And the driver's driving along, he looks down, he sees Richard, and he starts to cry. And Richard's sitting there like this, and he wiggles his finger. So that gave me an idea. I told Richard, look, when we get to the hotel, I'm going to have the valet park the car, but while I'm talking to the valet, I don't want you to make a sound, don't move, nothing. I'm just going to say, look, to the valet, we're just going to be an hour or so. Don't worry about that in the back. We're just going to dump in the desert later. But being the cheap bastard that I am, we got there, we went to the South Park, so we didn't... But having known him for as long as I have, I can assure you that he could easily pass himself off as a corpse in almost any social situation. And I'm sure he will prove that to you when he gets up to make his own remarks. Now, the two of us have made a few trips to Vegas over the years, desperately trying to go broke in the casinos. And Vegas is a place that Richard is particularly drawn to. He loves the whole Vegas buzz. It's just his place, you know. He likes the big hotels, the fancy restaurants. He likes the shows and the lights and the glitz and all this stuff. He tries to stay at the biggest, the fanciest, most expensive resorts. I, of course, go to the Budget Inn in Pahrump. So when we would go together, we'd have to meet in the middle because I didn't want to go stay at the Mirage, you know, and he didn't want to stay at the Budget Inn. So one year, Richard and I we were driving in on Friday night. Mike Sorich was going to meet us there on Saturday because he was working that Friday night. And we went and we stayed at the Palace Station Hotel, which is...
Is that one of Wings?
Not really.
It's a local hangout.
Yeah.
One of the losers.
So Richard is driving this time. We decided not to take his Corvette. Richard's driving. I think it was an old Nissan, wasn't it?
Honda.
An old Nissan.
Honda.
Oh, Honda, sorry. Old Honda, and it had a...
Like I said, Honda.
It had a moonroof on top. And we were driving down the freeway. We get to right near a place called Baker. It's got a big thermometer. It's very famous. And all of a sudden, we're driving along, and all of a sudden, kaboom! And we're showered in glass. And Richard's like, trying to stay on the road, and he's just, oh my God! And he pulls over to the side, and we get out and we look. Because we didn't know what had happened. We thought somebody took a shot at us or something. The panel holding the moonroof had come loose and had flipped up onto the roof, and it had broken the glass, and that's why we were showered in glass. So Richard gets out, and we're trying to get the panel back into the hole because it's ridiculous. I mean, we can't ride like that. And we almost got it, but then it didn't quite work. Richard got frustrated, got mad, and he ripped the thing off the car. Just ripped the panel off, and he threw it in the desert. I said, smooth move, Butch. What are we going to do now? There's a hole in the roof. He says, don't worry, there's a little cardboard thing that you can pull across the hole there to keep the sun out, you know. So we'll just do that, and that's how we'll drive. So we start, and in 10 or 15 feet, the air pressure sucked. And Richard's just, he's so pissed off. So we're stuck in a car with a gaping hole in the roof, and the wind is sucking everything through the opening. And I'm telling you something, it's amazing to me to this day that either of us have any hair left on our head. And our hands are covered in gooey black mastic. That's what was holding the frame in place. So we stopped at the nearest gas station. We went in and we bought a half a gallon of gas. And the lady looked at us and said, are you sure you're going to get to Vegas? I said it wasn't for Vegas. Our hands are covered in black gook. We're just trying to get the stuff off. So we drive to Vegas, and Richard's in a lovely mood. His car has now got a big hole in the roof. And we go to the mid-priced hotel where I made reservations, which is called the Palace Station Hotel. And it's off the strip. It's way off the strip. Nowhere that Richard likes to stay. Because he likes to go to Mirage or Caesar's Palace or the Flamingo or someplace, you know. He likes a big exotic pool, and he likes to have a drink in his hand, a big exotic drink, and he likes to watch the world go by. And he's got his feet up on the lounge.
Sounds nice, Steve.
It is. It's his Vegas experience. So, we check into the Palace Station, and we put our stuff up in the room, and he says, let's go down to the pool. I want to go down to the pool. Have a drink. So we follow the signs.
See the pool!
You know what's coming. We follow the signs, corridor to corridor to corridor, and finally there says pool. And we open the door and we go out. And it's like somebody's backyard pool. It's like this rectangle. And there's a couple of lounge chairs. And Richard stares at the pool, and he looks up at me, and he says, this isn't the Palace Station. It's the gas station! He stops off. And he didn't get over it until the next day when we went to the Bellagio, which had just opened. I had stock in Mirage Resorts. And they're the ones who built the Bellagio. So as a shareholder, I called them up and I said, look,